There'll be some people that are going to be watching the footage that don't know who Viv is.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about Viv. Something that people don't know about you, right?
Yeah, okay. Look, I grew up in Orange. I lived here until I was 17, so I finished all my schooling here, and then I was lucky enough to move down to Sydney and play at Norths down there for a couple of years, rugby. And then I went over to the UK for a couple of years as well, playing a bit of rugby and working, travelling as well. And then moved to Newcastle to study food science and nutrition. So I was up there for the last 13 years, and I just came back to Orange probably it'll be about 18 months ago now. So both my family, my mum and dad were not too well, so the right thing to do was come home to the family, and it was good to be able to reconnect with Orange City. I played all my junior rugby with Orange City, and I always said that if I could give back in some sort of way that I would, and the opportunity's now. So Stoney and I go way back. He obviously played rugby with my old man. I've known Stoney since I was born, and he was actually my junior coach all the way through. So he taught me all I know. So him and Mark Sheridan. So they were the two guys that mentored me from probably 12 years old. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But no, look, they're great guys, and the reason I am the way I am is partly because of those guys that they always were there for me and were able to mentor me, and not just on the field but also off the field. Family means everything to me. There's a saying that I've lived by my whole life, and I've been taught that by my parents, and it's family, then work, then fun. So regardless of what's happening in my life, they're the number one priority. And it was the right time to come home. I was in a position to be able to come home and look after them, and they're going really well now. And it's actually nice to be back and spending a lot of time with them, and also reconnecting with a lot of old friends and people in town. We had a really tough year in 2019, and it was tough on everything, on everyone. I think there was a lot of hard work that went in, and we just didn't get the results that we possibly deserved. Whereas this year, it's been a very interesting year, obviously with COVID and a few other bits and pieces with the bushfires and our grandstand burning down, and we're a couple of days away from the season now, and you can just see out of training now, there's 50, 60 people out there just with a really good energy, and there's a really good buzz around the joint. So I'm excited for the season. I don't like to make predictions, but I feel like we're going to have a really good season, and I feel like we're putting a lot of work, and if we continue to work hard, we're definitely going to make a difference. That comes back to the players wanting to buy in, So I think as a coach, you can sit there and you can come up with the best plays, you can draw it up on the whiteboard, you can show them on the video, you can even really deliver a great session, but it's all about the players and the commitment and the buy-in, and off the back of a tough season last year, there's a lot of guys out there that I guess are still hungry to experience like a good winning culture in football, and not only that, we've got some a lot of great guys out there too, and women as well. Everyone just seems to get along. Everyone's going out, shaking hands, looking at each other in the eye, introducing themselves. So that's the first step towards having a well-oiled machine. I know there's some embarrassing moments. There's one that stands out that it seems like a lot of the Polynesian guys in the NRL are dyeing their hair at the moment, and mate, I actually did that back when I was in year 10, I think it was, and it was horrific. I thought it was really cool at the time, but that period of photos when the albums come out, mate, I try and skip it very quickly. So I just didn't even go blonde. It was orange. So it was pretty foul. So I don't know, mate. It all comes back to the big amount of planning that we did at the start of the year. So Andy Hillen, who's the assistant coach, and myself sat down. We worked out what our structures and systems were. We've had to adapt that a little bit, because you can't always just push a playing group into a system. You've almost got to play your system to the player. So we've been big on really changing that up in the last 6 weeks with the different guys that have sort of been coming back to training and what we're seeing as well. So we've got to adapt on the run. But look, the key is just making sure for us, you want to keep it interesting. You can't go out and just keep doing the same thing week in, week out. There's certain elements, you've got to do that, because that's the foundations of rugby. Whether it's ruck clean out, tackling and all the rest of it. But you've also got to put a little bit of a sprinkle of, what's Orange City's DNA look like. So speaking to the players about, what do you think works or how do you feel about doing this, that gets buy-in as well. So yeah, we've set out a really good plan, but we're always open ears with the playing group, and that tends to get the buy-in that's required. And really looking forward to seeing how it rolls out. Yeah, so mate, they had a great win over the weekend against Bathurst, and I think Bathurst only lost one game to Emus obviously last year. So that's a big carrot for Dubbo. They'll be coming over with a lot of confidence. We don't know too much about them. Very concentrative on making sure that we get our stuff right before worrying about anyone else. So mate, they've had a trial and also one full round. So their fitness levels will probably be a little bit better than ours in regards to game fitness. But we've got a few little trick shots there to try and manage that, and also play a high tempo game where we're playing our brand of footy.